interesting. Well, the end game is here and in full force, looking to have the kind of battle. Oh boy.
Really?
Oh boy.
Really?
You guys couldn't see that, but Nick Halen had a bit of a gesture towards the returning Brandon Benefield. But really, the end game has been wreaking havoc all over SHW for the better part of a year. And it feels like things could come to a head here tonight as they take on a team and a faction that they've been warring with easily for the better part of 6 months.
And look at the chain in the hands of the SHW champion, Judias. As you see, actually, Todd Sexton holding up the title belt there.
I have a very scary stat for you.
Oh boy.
And I don't know if the SHW faithful are ready for this, but we'll tell them in a second.
1 minute, 1/3. That was good.
And now, things are about to get crazy.
Look at the two-finger salutes all throughout the action building here, GB. This is something else.
It certainly is something else, but I'll tell you what, these three men came to fight. And they've got a lot of issues with the hierarchy. And I honestly, as celebratory as this is, I get the feeling it's going to get very, very violent.
I think you're right, GB. This one, I mean, we talk about grudge matches. This has been going on for many, many months at this point. These two teams absolutely despise each other.
They certainly do, and there are a lot of moving parts here. You know, we looked at things last month, and what happened last month is that the hierarchy ultimately lost the tag titles because of the end game. But this goes deeper than that. It goes back to Joe Black, who many consider to be the uncrowned SHW champion, the man who tapped out Judias, the man who rightfully should be champion, but some strings were pulled and some crazy things happened. And yeah, Joe Black doesn't have the championship because of the end game. So there's a lot of moving parts. The end game bloodied up the Kenway. The Kenway almost feigned joining the end game only as a bit of a trick and a trap that he ultimately paid for. And here we go. It's going to be a crazy one.
It's crazy with both of these factions. It's like the atmosphere changes when the end game comes out, but then it changes once again in a completely different direction when the hierarchy comes out.
It totally does.
And this crowd firmly behind the hierarchy here tonight.
This is going to be a wild one. An absolute wild one. And you've got to know that the hierarchy is having a bit of a mood, to say the least, when it comes to all things connected to the end game. Because if anything, they want their tag belts back.
Absolutely. After the shenanigans that happened at the end of the show last month, Joe Black, Motor One, fit to be tied. You know, the responsibility there kind of lies on Nick Halen and CT Keys, who pulled the hierarchy out of the ring, allowing for somebody else to take the pinfall, and allowing the hierarchy to lose their title belts.
But look at how we're starting this match. I alluded to the fact of Joe Black and Judias having an absolutely epic title match several months ago that Joe Black won. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He won the match, and then there was some chicanery to restart the match. Todd Sexton making threats and all those kinds of things.
Speaking of which, the ref running him off the ring apron there. I don't even know why he's up there.
But speaking of Judias, I have a very scary number for you. today.
Well, real quick, just the mind games there as he tagged out. They didn't even lock up. Him and Joe didn't lock up. He tagged in CT Keys.
But look at these two. This is a dream match right here.
But back to your number there. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Because the number is going to frighten a lot of people. Today is day number 301 of the title reign of Judias. You know what that means?
It's almost, well, go ahead.
That means that today he ties the longest reign of any champion in this company, that being David Ali.
Oh, wow.
And since that title is not on the line tonight,
He will surpass David Ali. Unbelievable.
that's what that means.
But look at these two bulls in the ring right now. CT Keys, Joe Black. I mean, two guys just like made out of brick.
And that would not be happening if it was not for the endgame. Screwing Joe Black.
Nick Halen tagged himself in. Eats a huge chop there from the killer weight. The Black Cloud, Joe Black.
And look at the strut from Joe Black. Joe Black loves this kind of thing.
Oh! Mercy.
He loves every bit of this.
Nick Halen did not love every bit of that chop.
Did not.
Or that face right to the top turnbuckle as Kidway now is tagged in.
And a quick tag
Quick
there.
tag here to Murder One. Blacklist Uno himself gonna make his way into the ring. Oh! Big sidewalk slam there to Nick Halen. Heads up, Joe Black. Flying headbutt from the top. Pin attempt here by Murder.
Is there a trio perhaps more cohesive than this incredible faction known as the Hierarchy?
The only one that might come close is standing across the ring from him. The end game right now. What a match we have on our hands here, GB.
Yeah, you know, it's a 15-minute time limit, and I don't know. I don't know if these guys can resolve their issues in 15 minutes.
Nick Halen in a world of trouble. The Hierarchy doing a great job of cutting that ring in half.
They certainly are.
Nice suplex here from the Kinway. Hooks the outside leg. Now wait a second, you saw Todd Second swiping at the leg of Kinway.
Certainly did.
Now into that side headlock goes Kinway as both men back up to a vertical base. Look like a little rake to the eyes going on. Right in front of the referee. The referee now reprimanding Nick Halen.
And look at this. The Kenway.
Kinway showing off that strength.
Oh, nicely done.
Nice T-bone there. And he takes down Nick Halen. Pin attempt here, no, with CT Keys in to break up the count. Here comes Joe Black.
Wow. You know, the Kenway's had a bit of a revival of sorts in terms of his career.
Ooh.
You know, when he first got here, he was not, he was kind of on the straight and narrow. Then he had a rough patch connected to the Jake the Snake Legacy title. And then he decided to finally go public with the Hierarchy. And now this kind of action is what I expected for this match to evolve to.
Absolutely. Our referee, Paul Sentry, has his hands full here in this six-man tag team match.
Again, Sexton in the ring.
Sexton now getting in the ring. But he better turn around because now it's all three members of the Hierarchy with Sexton in the middle.
This cannot bode well for the man affectionately called Skeletor by One Murder One.
Oh, but Nick Halen back in. Look out.
And in comes the Hierarchy.
Oh, there goes the camera.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Look, we knew.
I want to see that footage.
We knew this was going to be crazy. Oh, man.
A goozle there to the Kinway from the champ. Oh, and a massive choke slam from Judias. Pin attempt here by Nick Halen, the legal man. No, no, no. Ooh, the Kinway able to kick out just in time. Big give it to the Kinway there to dig down deep. That fortitude taking that choke slam from the SHW champ, Judias. Now he's in trouble here, Judias, with those giant right hands.
Judias, we can officially call him the longest reigning SHW champion in history. And that's a very scary stat when you think about how dominant he has been. And in part, you can attribute that to Todd Sexton and the Endgame.
CT Keys now in here, taking it to Kinway in the corner. Kinway trying his best to get to his corner, but nothing doing so far. Those massive shoulders right to the gut of the Kinway.
And now we got a tag in.
Halen tags back in. Look at this, referee distracted. And the fingers to the eyes there from Judias on Kinway and again.
And we were talking about cohesive trios and factions, and you're right, just as cohesive is the Endgame.
And again, see that these guys are vets as well, as are the Hierarchy. But you look at the distraction of the referee while Halen's teammates are double teaming Kinway in the corner.
And this is certainly a case where you could argue we need multiple referees when you have these kinds of matches and this many men involved. Tag, in comes the SHW champion, Judias.
Ooh, Judias with that big boot right to the gut of Kenway. Kenway desperately needs to make a tag.
And you've got to think that of all of the members of the end game, of the hierarchy, that Kenway is the one that perhaps that the end game is the most upset about. They've got to still be thinking about the charade that he played on them, feigning to want to be a part of the end game and even doing some of their dirty work before turning and revealing himself as a part of the hierarchy.
Man, Judias, giant right hands from the champ.
And now in comes Nick Hayler.
Kenway a long, long way from home right now. Desperately needs to make it to his corner all the way across the ring. Quick tags here from the end game as in comes CT Keys.
CT Keys, it's hard to call somebody the muscle when it comes to these three.
Penitent here with Keys hooking the outside leg of the Kenway. Kenway gets that shoulder up just in time. Another pin? No, maybe not. Oh, now the knees.
And this is the kind of brutality
we've seen this before from CT. Yeah,
he certainly had. This is what he's known for. He is rough and tough with no Afro puffs. That is CT Keys. And in the ring now comes Nick Haylen. And again, this continuity that we've been talking about involving the end game, they are absolutely fluid. They know what they're thinking. They know what they're doing. And it has become problematic right now for the Kenway.
And the Kenway take advantage. No, he eats another lariat. Another pin attempt here. Nick Haylen. Look at the leg. Nope. Not going to be enough. Kenway expending so much energy every time he has to kick out. I don't know how much he has left. He's going to have to dig down deep.
Another big elbow.
How much fuel is left in the tank? The crowd trying to rally behind Kenway now.
Big boot there.
Insult to injury, just stomping on the face of the Kenway is Nick Haylen. Now a rear chin lock. And now look at this, just grabbing the nose, trying to impair the breathing of the Kenway. Now clubbing forearms across the chest.
One of the most intriguing things when you start thinking about the end game is individually they are all problematic. All very accomplished wrestlers, all champions in their own right. They've combined their forces, under the tutelage of Todd Sexton to wreak havoc on this company, and it has worked. The question is, who is the brains right now behind the hierarchy? Do they have a Todd Sexton floating around somewhere?
CT Keys.
CT Keys is scared of nobody.
CT Keys over there stirring up a hornet's nest.
The last thing I would do is get in the face of the hierarchy. Meanwhile,
while Keys is doing that, Judias taking it to Kenway on the outside. Now Kenway back in the ring. And look at the strength of Keys here.
He's got him. CT Keys, man. Ooh, a big power slam.
Kenway taking so much abuse here. Can he kick out again? Joe Black in to break this one up.
You've got to wonder why are they picking the Kenway to take the most abuse? I still think it has everything to do with them being angry with how the Kenway pulled a charade, a ruse, dare I say, on them. They have a long memory, a memory like an elephant, and they're putting the boots right now to the Kenway.
Kenway has been in this match a long, long time. What'd you say? It was a 15-minute time limit here.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where we're at in that time limit, but it's been a while since we've seen Joe Black or Murder One in this matchup.
It certainly has.
Well, legally.
This is true. The Kenway, though, trying to fight his way out of that corner.
The crowd rallying behind him here. Oh! Kenway dumping Nick Haylen on the back of his head.
And can the Kenway make it over to his corner? That is the question.
Kenway has had so much taken out of him during this matchup. Can he capitalize here? Both men struggling to get back up.
They certainly are.
Nick Haylen looks like he's crawling towards his corner looking for a tag. Kenway desperately needs one. Here comes Murder One.
Finally some relief for the hierarchy.
And Nick Haylen eating those shots from Murder One. Up on the back, up on the shoulders. Fireman's carry position. Oh, he's got him locked in. What a move there. Oh, wait, CT Keys back in. Wait a second.
Man, CT Keys. When you say something, look at that.
How about that going old school, thumb to the eye. Right hands in the big lariat. from Blacklist Stuno himself, Murder One.
That's what 30 years of experience will do for you.
Murder desperately wants to get his hands on Todd Sexton.
Boy.
But while he was distracted by Sexton, in comes the SHW champ, Judais.
And look who's behind him, Joe Black.
What the fans are dying to see, a rematch between these two.
I want to see it. Joe Black is ready for this fight. And here we go.
Oh, huge lariat.
Joe Black is scared of no man. He's scared of no giant. And he's scared of no monster.
Oh, man, what a forearm. And a lariat follows up by Murder. Tag team work here. Assistant Sinton. Murder One, Joe Black taking it to Nick Halen. Penitent here.
Count of two.
CT Keys diving into the last second, trying to break up the pinfall.
Both of these teams want to be able to get a win, to be able to get one up on the other. Big shot there from the Kenway.
Kenway charges in with that big boot. That was a hell of a kick right there, right in the teeth of CT Keys.
And meanwhile, oh my God. Now, I seem to remember, it feels like Joe Black is the legal man here. And I'm not sure that CT Keys has realized that.
I think you're right, GP.
He currently has it.
Shot to the spine as Black's back in.
Oh boy, look at this. Joe Black has got plans. Oh my gosh!
Joe Black with that release German suplex from the top just turned CT Keys inside out.
But look at this! The SHW champion!
Back in the ring, look for a choke slam. A cutter! A cutter from Murder One to Judais.
Oh boy. Things are getting incredibly interesting.
Wait a second, Nick Halen back in the ring now. Gonna send Joe Black across. Oh! From Haiti with love! From Haiti with love! Joe Black with the pin!
He got him!
The Hierarchy are victorious at SHW 60. What a match!
A huge match! But Joe Black, look behind you!
Oh, no.
Look
Joe,
behind you!
the SHW champion with a fistful of chain.
Oh!
From Haiti with love! One more time!
Got all of that!
One more time for good measure.
And you've got to wonder, I know I'm wondering, as Joe Black holds the chain of Judais, could this be a sign of the future? Could Joe Black have his eyes on the SHW Championship once again?
Wow, what a six-man tag team matchup that was.
That matchup was everything.
And Joe's got a mic.
He's got a mic. The promo king is gonna speak. Woo.
Big Judas, you gave me a revelation, big boy. You see this chain, Southern Honor? If I recall correctly, back in 2015, I brought back a very famous match as it pertains to Georgia, and it was a dog collar match.
Oh boy.
And then in 2020, I wrestled a guy named William Huckabee in, hold on, a dog collar match.
This is true.
It don't take no damn rocket scientist to see what I'm driving at. So how about Judas, you and I, for the Southern Honor Championship in a damn dog collar match?
Oh my!
We are here for that.
All day, every day. I want this.
Fans want to see it. We want to see it. Joe wants to see it. The Hierarchy wants to see it. Will we get it?
This would be game-changing.
We await the decision from SHW management.
And they don't have long, because SHW 61 is on March the 29th.
Yeah, you're right. It's right around the corner. 3 weeks away, GB.
Oh boy. We were there for that epic match in January of 2020. The match that was named Match of the Year, Feud of the Year. Joe Black won that match, by the way.
Absolutely, it's one of the damnedest things we've ever seen in this company.
And he was willing to do anything, including put a man through a whole car.
And he's willing to do it all over again for that title belt in the hands of Judas.
Could the dog collar be the equalizer to bring Joe Black SHW gold? We'll find out on March the 29th at SHW 61.
We hope to see you there, fans, but stick with us. We've got our main event coming up. The first ever in SHW Tag Team Deathmatch.
So I guess for those that don't know, and I'm